I'm standing in the middle of a frozen ocean.
In the Kalahari Desert.
200 miles south of Java.
Here in the South American rainforest.
And here in
Africa.
I'm not going to have him for long, but in the 10 days of his short life, he'll bring such joy that I'm delighted to have him on board.
For decades, David Attenborough's voice has been instantly recognizable. Calm, precise, British. To millions of people, he is not just a narrator. He is the voice of nature, the face of the BBC, and one of Britain's most trusted cultural experts. But that raises a bigger question. How did a wildlife broadcaster become a national treasure? David Attenborough is often described as a naturalist or television presenter, but for this project, I think the more useful term is cultural producer. He does not simply appear in documentaries. He helped create a style of documentary that shapes how the public understands the natural world. His work turns animals into characters.
To begin with, he was a bit irritated at not being given his food directly.
Landscapes into stories.
This is a tropical forest, a rainforest, the richest habitat on Earth.
This is why Attenborough matters. He did not just show Britain nature, he taught Britain how to watch nature. Attenborough's career is also impossible to separate from the BBC. In Britain, the BBC represents a particular idea of broadcasting, that television should not only entertain, but also inform, educate, and improve public life. That public service tradition is central to Attenborough's image. He does not feel like a celebrity chasing attention. He feels like a guide, a teacher, a public servant with a camera crew. This is part of what makes him feel so British. His documentaries carry the seriousness of education, but they also have the drama and beauty of entertainment. They are made for ordinary viewers, but they do not talk down to them. That balance between knowledge and accessibility is one of Attenborough's greatest cultural achievements. What makes Attenborough distinctive is not what he says, it is how he says it. His style is calm, measured, and understated. He rarely makes himself the center of the story. He does not shout, he does not overperform. He doesn't need to. That restraint is part of his authority. In a media culture that often rewards outrage, speed, personality, Attenborough's power comes from patience.
The great evil is waste. You know, this world is a hugely rich, productive situation. There's plenty for everybody if we don't waste it.
He pauses, he observes, he explains. And because he sounds so calm, the viewer feels that what they are seeing matters. That style reflects a recognizable version of Britishness. Polite, educated, careful, emotionally controlled, but still deeply serious. Attenborough rarely sounds shocked, which is why people listen. Attenborough's documentaries are educational, but they're also incredibly entertaining. A hunt becomes suspense.
They need to get really close before making their final sprint.
A mating dance becomes comedy.
The mating game itself contains details in which you know quite clearly that what that male is doing that for is to try and challenge another one.
Migration becomes drama.
After 7 months away, the herd is returning.
The ocean becomes mystery.
I now understand the most important place on Earth is not on land.
This is one of the reasons his work has lasted. He makes nature feel alive, not only biologically, but narratively. That is why his documentaries are not just science lessons, they're cultural events. They bring the wider world into the home, turning British television into a window onto jungles, deserts, oceans, forests, and ice. In that sense, Attenborough helped make wonder a form of public culture. But Attenborough's Britishness is not only comforting, it's also complicated. His work fits into a much older British tradition, traveling outward, observing the wider world, collecting knowledge, classifying nature, and explaining it to an audience back home. That tradition is connected to science and education, but also to Britain's imperial past. So Attenborough's documentaries can be read in two ways. On one hand, they continue a British tradition of exploration and explanation. On the other hand, they transform that tradition. His work is not really about conquest or control. At its best, it's about humility, looking closely at the world and realizing that humans are only one part of it. Attenborough represents a move from simply exploring the world to learning how to respect it. This is where Attenborough's later career becomes especially important. Over time, his documentaries have changed. They still show beauty and wonder, but they also ask harder questions about what humans are doing to the planet.
Look at the facts now. Just look at world temperatures now. Just look at sea temperatures now. Just look at the consequences of desertification with thousands of poor people because their lands have become totally unproductive and now.
In works like Blue Planet 2, A Life on Our Planet, and Ocean, Attenborough is no longer a guide to nature, he becomes a witness. But the point is not that he is suddenly political or angry. The point is that he uses the trust he built over decades to make the public pay attention. The same calm voice that once introduced viewers to the natural world now asks them to take responsibility for it.
Over the course of my life, I've encountered some of the world's most remarkable species of animals. Only now do I realize just how lucky I've been. Many of these wonders seem set to disappear forever.
David Attenborough represents modern Britishness at its best and most conflicted. He's a cultural figure who shaped how generations see nature, science, television, and Britain's place in the world. But his real cultural achievement is bigger than that. David Attenborough taught Britain how to see.